Okay,
Booty.
so we are at the entrance to the bar. Our party is looking amongst it, taking in the scenery. There's the kind of lower dance floor with all the patrons kind of just obviously without their earbuds in, their mouths hanging open, just kind of staring up at the harpies, just in this complete trance. Um, Cray, I was wondering, I was thinking about this. How would you be feeling losing another one of your senses with the earbuds in, pretty much almost entirely relying on just smell and touch?
I take the earbuds out.
Okay. Go ahead and
Oh, shit.
make a wisdom save for me, please.
Oh no.
I don't even need to check what my modifier is.
Oh,
Rolled a
no.
natural
Oh.
2.
Okay. So you all would see Cray just. Did he even put them in the first place? Or does
Yeah.
he take them out?
I did have them in.
So he put them in the first place. Okay. And he would pop them out and kind of just. All his movements would just slow right down. And he would begin just shuffling his feet, moving almost like a zombie towards the dance floor, and would just join the rabble, just mouth hanging open, staring up at the harpies.
Well, so long as he's silent.
Alex.
Did we leave him like that?
But what the rest of you would see, there's quite a few. There's actually there's almost as many bartenders as there are patrons. Like the dance floor is quite condensed, but on the outside, it's not busy at all. So they're rushing around and collecting things and making sure the pens and paper on the tables are refilled, because that's the main way people are communicating. You can see there's a few people just kind of scratching notes, handing them over. It doesn't seem entirely practical, but it is what it is. Occasionally, some of the goers at the tables will flick a coin up to the harpies, and they will just snatch it out of the air without breaking a note, and just tuck it into a pocket on themselves. And there's a really young bartender, and there's a few tables which you might find interesting. The first one to the left, kind of real Aragorn in the first Lord of the Rings movies, just dark corner, hood up. There's this a man with this blank gaze, just staring out at the room, looking at you, and his mouth is moving. You can't really make out what he's saying, but he's talking the entire time. But he's at the table by himself. Another one, there is what appears to be some sort of gambling game going on. There's cards being drawn and money being exchanged, and you can't hear it, but the celebration's going on when hands are won, and people are mad when they lose. And another table, it wouldn't seem interesting to the rest of you, but Devon would catch it, and it'll be two familiar faces that she recognizes from the ship that were a part of her guild back on the home, and they appear to be trying to subtly catch her eye, but without, they're experts in avoiding attention, so the rest of you may not notice that. And so the floor is yours as Cray begins shuffling forward, mouth open, and heading towards these harpies.
How secure are the harpies, and how happy are they looking currently?
Secure. The cages are thick metal, real the movie cages, like the huge bird cages with the iron bars, and there's a really heavy padlock on the door. Go ahead and make an insight check.
God, I'm so tempted.
That is 14.
You can tell it's not just a show. The smiles that they've got and the singing that they're doing is definitely forced. They're there against their will.
Oh,
Okay.
poor darlings. before Missile does anything else, she's actually just going to point at the group and say, wait, but kind of mouth, because she's picked up on the vibe.
Okay.
Wait here, I'll be 2 minutes. She's going to bolt right out, back upstairs, run past Pick and yell, you said there was no dress code! And she's instantly changing into her performance garbs.
Pick would give you this glare, like, you know, like, keep it down. You know, this was an anonymous tip, but he wouldn't say
She
anything,
does not
but-
care. She feels lied to. She feels like she's underdressed, like the sore look of the adventurers walking in, and everyone else is looking fancy. She's like, nah. Jumps into her chiffon, runs back downstairs, looking all nice as best she could,
Yeah.
and she's like,
Hello again.
Oh my god.
Hey, us go back.
Okay. Yeah.
Mouse.
We might have to all turn into Chris's West March's character who communicates through
No.
notes. Yeah.
Before. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, nothing. Just stupid Tucker thing. The first, he's gonna just pretend he said something like, and he's gonna walk straight to the bar and prestidigitation onto his cloak and just say, "Do you have any food? Like, what do you have on the menu?"
The bartender is kind of like it's this really young fella. Like he doesn't look much older than Tucker even, but he's got this like stern look in his face, and he just kind of shakes his head, does the kind of cut neck thing, and just points at the drink selection behind him.
I just walk off, and but I still pretend to go say something, but and
Like
just walk off.
hippopotamus.
Yeah. I go back.
What is the emptiest table at this point? Was it the one with the Lone Ranger?
There are several fully empty tables if you
Okay.
want one to yourself.
Yeah, Oscar's gonna go over to an empty table and just have a look around for any super unshady people.
Unshady people?
Oh, super shady
Unshady?
people, sorry.
good luck.
Super
Super
shady
shady.
people?
Super shady.
Fucking everyone?
Not like there's
Fair,
everyone,
fair.
and then like I'm looking for like the next level up.
Okay. Well, go ahead and make a perception check then. And Cray, you can remake your wisdom saving throw now if you like, but if you think Cray would just submit himself to the song, then you're welcome to do that. But I think he likes to be in control of himself.
That was a 20 non-natural.
Jeez.
Okay.
11.
11? That's what you need. He snaps out of it, and he is immune to the song now for 24
Oh,
hours.
nice.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. Woohoo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. With that
Okay.
20, Oscar would he would sit down and find himself at the table first, and kick his legs up and survey the room as he has done many times before. He would probably notice that there's only one way in and out.
Yep.
Take note that it is probably a fire hazard. Take note
Till
of
for
everybody's...
maximum capacity. Is everyone
Kinda.
socially distanced?
Yes, but not on the dance floor. And with the non-natural 20, he would notice the two shaved heads, tattooed arms, tattooed necked men who are kind of trying to catch Devon's gaze.
Does she actually see them?
She does see them, yeah, but I doubt
Okay,
she would be
cool.
like staring at them. I think she's
Yeah,
got a
no,
bit more
she's just like,
subtlety than
"Oh."
that. Yeah.
Well,
Oscar lacks subtlety and is going to stare at them for a bit.
oh god.
Okay. Well, they put together the connection that you and Devon both came in together,
Hell.
and they would catch your gaze. They wouldn't look away from it. It's like strong. It's confident. Like they feel like they're the tough guys. That is a cat asshole right there.
Shit. She's been attached to me all week, and now she can't stop climbing over me. She thinks I've got food all the time.
Brilliant. We are professionals. Okay.
So professional. I'm sorry.
And they
But-
would give you like the kind of the subtle, like the come over here if you want to chat. Nod.
No, Oscar's just gone.
Okay. Oh, Oscar's. You're just gonna.
And just sort of just place his like warhammer on table.
Okay.
Oh god. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, table.
Okay.
They would look at each other and they would. They're not like laughing at you. They're kind of just like laughing at the situation. Like, okay, like,
Yikes.
okay, we see how it is. Yeah.
Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna like completely dip from my group, like sneak away from my group, and then sneak and like somewhere near the guys, but like try to keep out of sight of my group.
Okay, like the next table, like you're like back to back with them, kind of.
Yeah. But making sure that like I'm not like necessarily in the view of my friends.
You would be able to avoid the gaze of everyone except Oscar. Oscar is watching
It's
that.
like a hawk.
Oh, fine,
Yeah.
whatever.
Keeping my eye on the little one.
And
The-
one of the men would notice Devon and lean forward and begin writing something on one of the notes, the pieces of paper provided.
Oh fuck.
So we got Missil and Argos and Tucker kind of sit at the entrance, and Cray is shaking himself off in the quote unquote dance floor.
This was going to make our way over to the gambling area.
Yeah, Argos is gonna go over to.
Sure.
So
it feels
she's
like
going to
they,
link arms
they-
with Argos. Walk over together,
Okay.
Okay.
whether he likes it or not.
I will go, but I will also link arms with Argos.
Reminder, I'm
Behind
still
him,
free.
slightly behind him, and kind of holding his arms like
Yeah.
this.
You get like the vacuum seal of Argos's skin, like in your hand, like that. Is like he's just covered
Yeah,
in oil
that's
still.
the perfect dap.
Yeah. It appears like they are playing just really basic blackjack game.
Ooh.
Is
Which
there
you,
anything that seems kind of off or magical or cheating? Like, if anyone is cheating, like the pokey.
Would you like to read the cards and the table, or the people? Because you can either do perception or insight.
I'm gonna read the people.
Okay, go ahead.
I too would like to read the people at the same time.
Go ahead. I'm
Is it-
going to send
Sorry, was that
Rachel-
perception or insight?
insight, please.
Insight. But well, let's just throw the dice off the desk, like we said, professional. That's cocked.
I hope you got more than 4.
It got a little bit more than 4. How about 15?
Yep. Okay. So what I'll do is I will have like a private DM conversation with Rachel as they are handing notes back and forth, and I will run the game for the rest of you.
So Cray's just going to sort of feel his way forward until he finds a chair, and he's going to sit down cross-legged on the chair with his back straight, and he's going to cup his hands in front of him, and he's just going to very quietly and contemplatively summon the beginnings of a chromatic orb. So I'm not actually casting chromatic orb, but
Yep.
it's like I'm drawing from the weave right now and just feeling it in my hands and sort of toying with the strings of the power.
Okay.
Start meditating.
Okay.
Oscar at this point is watching Devon and the men handing notes and just keeping an eye out for if it escalates.
Okay. And what were Argos's and Missil's roles?
I got a
15.
4.
What was it? 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone does seem genuine. It's kind of like the trust among thieves, you know. Like you do it on the outside, but when you come in here, it's clean. You
Okay.
can see it's pretty fast and loose. Like nobody's watching over the table. It's just the dealer and the players, but money's being exchanged freely. You can't see any fuckery with the shuffling of the cards. You don't see anyone pulling cards from elsewhere. Like you're pretty confident that it's. Well, Missel's confident that it's trustworthy. Argos can draw whatever assumptions he likes. And Cray, you would kind of you would find your way up the stairs and at a separate empty table begin your meditation.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys
This is going to make
looking
her way back to the table with Oscar.
Okay. Don't feel like playing?
Maybe later.
Okay. You go to Oscar's table or Cray's table?
I'm going to Oscar's table.
Okay. And then does Tucker follow?
Yes, I shall
Okay.
follow.
Everyone sits down there, and Cray is, you know, deep in meditation, which is familiar to you now. And it is assumed that Oscar, when picking the table, probably picked one that can look across the entire bar. So you guys have
Looking across the bar and like keep an eye out on the bald man, but also keep an eye on the harpies and any other figures that may come in and out that look of an unsavory type. That was the word I was looking for earlier.
I just want to say that along the way from the gambling table to the table, she would have at one point picked up a notepad and a pen from an empty table.
Okay, so you guys have two of
Just so
them
they
now.
can actually... Sweet. She's just going to write down to Oscar anything shady, anything to be concerned about. Big question mark.
And Oscar's just gonna like head point to table a la Devon and Boldman.
Boardman.
Yep.
Missel's going to turn in the direction, but look off in a completely different direction, like she's looking for the bar, so that she can try and make it not look so obvious.
Can I
If they
tell
are
people are
communicating.
watching me?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
No fun. Oh, I can reroll nat ones. It's okay. I'm fine.
Yeah, yes you can.
Oh, I love being a halfling. You said perception. That is a 9.
A 9? You're like, when you're not writing the note, you're too busy processing the note to like notice all of your friends just staring at you.
Cool.
Yeah, it
hell.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Cray's gonna put his hands together and the orb is going to disappear, and then he's going to just fiddle with the copper bracelet, and he's going to send a message to the harpy that put him into the trance. And I'm just going to ask, do you want to be here?
For the first time, you would actually hear the slightest waver in one of their like long notes, but it's only for like a millisecond before it is immediately fixed into the harmonic kind of trance that resumes. And it looks around for a second and tries to find the source of it, and it would assume it is either coming from you or Devon, as you guys are just looking dodgy as shit at tables by yourselves. And you would just hear in like the real like sing-song, the voice sounds, you think it sounds beautiful, but something's off, like it's slightly off key, and it just kind of unsettles you a bit.
Yeah.
And it just says no.
Would Missile have noticed that? Well, Missile would have noticed that by now.
Can I?
Probably.
Is it honest? Is it being honest?
As far as you can tell, you have no reason to disbelieve it.
Okay.
Missile's gonna slide a note over to Oscar again. I don't like the music. There's something about it I just can't grasp.
Oscar's just gonna write. Okay, what do we need to look out for?
She's gonna cover her ears, and just look at him with the intent of, do not remove these. There's something about it that it just doesn't sit right.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to fix it either. Oh, geez, actually, that's a good question. How much do you think Missile would know about harpies? I don't reckon she would have come across too many.
I think they're pretty rare creatures, so probably not a whole lot.
Yeah. Unfortunately not.
Oscar's just gonna write down on the notepad to Missile just to keep an eye on Devon. And Oscar is gonna do a sort of loop, sort of like along the walls around the bar and the gambling area.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to look for other entrances and exits.
Okay, go ahead. Make a perception check. You can probably actually add your proficiency twice for that because you're used to kind of identifying maybe secret stuff, secret doors, and all that with the dwarven sense.
I don't think it's going to help a whole lot. That was a 13.
13 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing is immediately apparent. The harpy song, even with the earbuds in, you can still hear it. And if you find yourself if you find your concentration wavers for half a second, you're almost like pulled towards it before you can like shake yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to like keep your vision steady. But there is like a back room behind the bar, but you're not sure what's behind there.
Missile's going to send off one more note to both Oscar and slide it over to Taka and then to Devon. Is Devon at the table?
No.
She is not.
She's not, never mind. It's just going to say, I'm going to cause a little chaos. And Missile is going to look at the closest harpy to their table, and at second level, she's going to cast sleep.
Okay.
No, silence. Silence.
Silence.
Silence.
Isn't that like a radius though?
I think
no, it's one.
Oh, is it one?
Yeah. It's
one creature.
It is a 20-foot radius sphere. You can get both of them if you like.
Shit, yeah, I'll get both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to cast it on both of them.
And the music just suddenly stops, and everyone at the dance floor like simultaneously just snaps out of it. And you kind of, even with the earbuds in, you hear this like murmur of people going like, What? Huh? And because they're looking up and the harpies are still singing. There's just no noise coming out.
So is there two? I thought there were three harpies.
There are
3, sorry, yeah, 3.
3, and so all 3 of them are silenced?
Yes. The cages are like quite close together hanging from the roof.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yep. They're not like spread out across the bar, they're just like all above the dance floor thing.
Oh shit.
Hey, Mister, where did you cast that at? What did you do? I take out my earbud. What did you do? What's going on?
I put a pause on the music.
And then immediately you see the young bartender at the, obviously manning the bar, is just like looking around in like confusion, and then he immediately like dips off to the back.
Okay.
Right.
Oscar's gonna casually sort of like go through the sort of pick and sort of position himself inside sort of the crowd and sort of try and blend in as much as Oscar can.
Sure.
Missel's
At
gonna-
that point, the bartender would come out with this kind of spiked pole and begin heading towards the dance floor.
I'm gonna
Missel's
send
just
a
gonna make
me-
sure that her dagger's on her thigh.
I'm gonna send a message to Tucker and ask him to come and fetch me.
Oscar's got his warhammer at this point, by the way. It's back on his hill.
Okay.
As I go, do I need to cross the dance floor to go to see Cray? No.
Oh, you guys are like at tables like on the outskirts. You're pretty close together. Craig just
Okay.
is in another one. Yeah.
All right. As I try to fetch him, I will go to the dance floor real quick, and just to see what the hell is going on, because it's pretty crazy. Is there a spot where it's completely silent when I walk?
It's only in the 20-foot radius or
Yeah,
around
because
the
it's
harpies.
centered like on the roof. So maybe if you like, actually no, you probably wouldn't be able to.
I'm like
Forget
5'8".
it.
I'm 5'8".
Yeah, so it's all just like up there. So everyone at the dance floor isn't really feeling it.
I don't really know how the spell works, so that's okay. I will run back to Cray.
Yeah.
And find him.
And then the bartender is just like elbowing his way through the crowd and is just like jamming the spiked pole like up at the harpies who are just like trying to hit the edges of the cages, and you can see that they're like screaming, like trying to make noise, but nothing's coming out.
So they're being poked with a stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
spiky
I'm going to tell Cray, hold up, Cray. I'm gonna be a minute, and I will run up to the bar. How far is the bartender? I'm gonna blow the stick away. I'm gonna.
At the same time,
Eldritch- Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
At the same time, Missel's just going to start whispering to people. I'm going to go find someplace that's actually playing music.
Okay.
Just like start a crowd whisper.
And then
I'm going
what were
to
you
blast
doing,
the
Tucker?
stick away. I'm going
Okay.
to Eldritch blast the stick. I'm gonna break it.
Sure. Go ahead and make an attack roll, and Missile, just make a persuasion check.
Pursuit.
Attack roll with Eldritch Blastoonies. That is a 18 to hit.
18 to hit. Okay. And what was Missile's?
24.
24.
Nice.
Okay. So a Missile is just immediately like going through. She's just like putting in fucking work. Just like, what the fuck is this place? Like, she seems like she knows what she's doing. She's a proper influencer. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, come on, like this is not the place to be. And people immediately start like filing out. Like, everyone is just following everyone. And as the dance floor kind of clears out and Tucker gets a better shot, he just winds it up, blast, and the stick just like shatters into pieces. And then the bartender just glares at you with these like angry eyes.
At this point,
At
Oscar
me.
is 5 feet behind the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's
going
fine.
to walk. I'm gonna grab Cray by the arm and march myself and Craig right next to the bartender. Hey, that's not very nice. Why are you poking them with that stick? You can obviously see that they don't like it.
He pulls one earbud out, pulls the other one out. Their job is to sing. And if they're not fucking singing, they're fucking worthless.
Well, your job is to be serving drinks. What are you doing here? Are you worthless?
I'll serve you a fucking drink. And he would like step up at you. If I doubt Oscar or anyone lets that happen, but he will
Nah.
try to like get in your face.
Oscar doesn't.
You
Oscar
said-
just grabs it.
A job means they're getting paid. What do you pay them?
They get to live. And he just like, how did you stop him, Oscar? Because like,
Oscar's grabbing back of shirt and pulling him down.
yeah. So he would like turn around and like slap it away and turn to Cray and be like, these things get massacred on the high seas for their feathers. I'll let them live. All they got to do is fucking sing. And
They don't
can't
want to
even do
be
that.
here.
Well, fuck, you can take them then. See what happens. They'll gut you.
You want something to sing, do you?
Nasty creatures. Don't know why you're trying to save them.
They're
Well,
worth more than you.
They just, it's just that they don't want to be here.
And I say that.
Oh no.
And who are you? The Harpy Saver?
Most call me a
all
harpy.
things evil?
You could call me the Bard of the Banshee.
Cray's going to cast Alter Self and transform his
no.
hands into the dragon claws. The scales are going to sort of go flip, 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 flip all the way up his arms.
Hell yeah.
And he's going to do what he was doing with the chromatic orb sort of thing, but with shocking grasp. So his hands are going to start crackling with lightning energy, and I'm going to turn my head in that way that blind people do, and look in his direction, and all of a sudden, it's like my eyes are fucking swallowing him up, and I'm just going to say to him, they don't want to be here, and that is their choice.
I will point out the spell lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm aware
Right.
of that. I'm immune to their song.
He's not.
I look at Cray, and you know when someone's defending you and you get all the courage in the world,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, that's right. Try to power up my
Um,
gauntlet with like the green light glowing.
Okay. You guys
But-
can
but
either
I'm
make
shuffling-
an intimidation.
But I'm shuffling a little bit behind him still.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
right.
can either make an intimidation check each, or let Crane do it with advantage.
I will assist.
Okay, here we go.
Might I remind you, darling, these three
Natural
creatures.
20.
Shit.
I rolled a 20 and a 6, so I'll take the 20 at advantage.
All right.
Might I remind you, these are your business. Use them. You have no business.
People are always going to come here. You can deal with these pieces of shit. And then
The people
You can't-
or your business.
he just completely ignores you. Gets his key, pulls the lockdown, unlocks it, unlocks it, unlocks it. Get the fuck out of my bar before you make some enemies.
I'm gonna drop the spell.
Put the earbud.
Doing that, we're putting the earbuds back in.
Yeah.
Why would you have
They're-
taken them out?
They're not
Because we could-
singing, but they like creak open the door and like jump down, and you can see they're like super like slender half bird frames. Like you can kind of see their ribs a bit, and where like the bone and the spine kind of turns into wings. You see, like they were quite beautiful from a distance, but up close they're quite grotesque.
Uh-oh.
Which means they're weaker than we think.
So I'm gonna now again just grip the copper, and I'm going to send a message again, because I don't actually know if I can talk to them. I'm going to send a message and say, it's now your choice to stay or to go. It's up to you.
Okay. All three of them would immediately pounce on the bartender and just start ripping flesh from bone. One of them goes through the neck and just puts two claws in the neck and just rips it to pieces.
Can I? Is it too
Another one
late for
is
me
like-
to do anything about it?
Yeah, they rolled a 15, a 17, and a natural 20, so this dude is gone.
That's also not what I wanted.
And like one of them is like biting into his thigh and like ripping it open. The other one is like just like throwing intestines and shit everywhere, all over the place. If you're too close, you're getting blood
God.
everywhere. And then they're immediately gonna look at you and just fucking bolt out the door as fast as they can.
Are there other witnesses?
For harpies?
besides the harpies, like, are there customers? Are there people in here, or is it just us?
Mainly everyone has filed out by now. There's the last few which are now exiting in quite a hurry. And the orcish guard that you just saw was watching this entire thing, and he bolts as well.
Good times.
Is the bartender like dead or unconscious?
Very dead. Very dead.
Cool.
Yeah, you can see his intestines over there, his kidneys over there, bits of his throat there, and there.
Okay, cool.
Just because
Poor management.
I've never seen this
I
before.
hope Pig didn't have
Oh my god! Oh!
business venture.
I run as close to the back of the side of the wall and just like panic.
Taka,
This is very
mood.
violent. I've never seen anything like it before.
you lucky thing. This is why you treat your performers with respect.
Are Devon's friends still there?
They left, but not in as much of a hurry as the rest of them. They found this quite amusing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Friends, I think it's time for us to go. I believe we have a ship to catch.
Yeah, so do I.
Sadly, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe let's not tell Pick about this one.
Yeah, that's
Good idea.
yeah. It
Let's go.
probably better that way.
I'm gonna pretend to be scared, okay?
So I'm gonna return myself to my normal self
Okay.
as we head out.
I'm gonna
I
throw you
am-
to Devon.
Argos is
I'm
still at the
properly.
table.
Yes.
Right.
How did he
Yes,
deal
he
with
is.
all that?
Argos is quite happy seeing his friends in pure volatile aggression mode, so he was sitting there enjoying a wonderful sight.
Okay.
Amazing.
Argos would notice that in the hurry they left a few coins on the gambling table too.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh shit.
before we leave, I would have heard the lock's been unlocked and opened, and then I would have heard the attack happen. Would I have
And
heard
like the
the
screams
key?
of the crowd, yeah.
No. Would I have heard the bartender drop the key?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Can I try and locate that key from hearing it drop?
Yeah, sure. If you
Okay.
get someone's help, you'll be able to find it instantly. But if you're trying to just keep it
Oh
for
yeah,
yourself,
no,
I'll
Tucker.
get
Can you see the key? He
Yeah.
dropped the key to these cages.
Yeah.
I'm still shaking because there's blood everywhere.
Missiles.
So I'm just trying to
Oscar will
find
help
it.
get the key.
Oh, Oscar, thank you.
That's okay.
I'm going to
Mrs. can-
slowly press the digitation bits of the blood off the ground and see if I can find the key.
Mrs.
Yeah,
gonna
it-
run over
it's-
to Devon
it's-
really quickly.
I'm going to roll with disadvantage because I am not feeling good right now.
Yeah. I think Argus is gonna go
Oof.
collect the gambling.
I rolled a 9 for investigation because
Okay.
he is also very scared.
Yep. You don't find it because just Oscar just picked it up, but you can still.
All
look
right.
for it.
I'm still looking.
Now that the place is pretty much clear, Oscar wants to do one more loop and see if he can find any other doors or entrances or whatnot.
Nice.
Okay. If you head into the bar, you would see that there is a ladder that heads up and the trapdoor at the top, which is closed.
I'm gonna try and open that and see what's in there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a. You can either listen through it with perception, or I'll ask you to make a stealth check with advantage to peek through.
Let's go perception,
Okay.
because there's a difference of 8 there.
Oh, this is very intense.
That is a 24.
A 24, you listen in and you can hear the sounds of people moving, people running around. You can hear the very obvious sounds of like a kitchen going on, like flames, and obviously there's an angry chef. There has to be an angry chef. And then faintly you hear the sound of Pick's very recognizable voice.
Okay, so this is this is the ladder up to the kitchen. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, the tavern. Okay, cool. And just gonna duck into the back of the bar room and just see what's in there.
It is almost entirely just stocks of like really fine, nice alcohol. There's like no food or anything. There was a cash register at the front, if that is what you were looking for. But this is like just an alcohol bar. They do not serve food.
Okay. Oscar's gonna go back to the group and be like, okay, we ready to head to the ship? We might as well get started on our journey.
We might as well. Leave sooner than later.
We might need to settle the tab with Pip,
Our
though.
mark on this town is probably negative at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably better.
I'm going to slip the key into the component pouch as we prepare to leave. I think we should go. I don't... This town holds nothing for us, my friends. The people are of questionable moral value. I haven't, for a minute that we have been here, I haven't felt as though we have seen an honest face.
Well, you haven't seen any.
Well, I haven't smelt any either, for sure. I haven't heard an honest voice, I guess is what Cray would say. I haven't heard an honest voice.
Not even mine.
From those who dwell in the town. And I think it's time for us to go. I think it's time for us to find this library and take hold of our destiny. I feel. Do you know the feeling that I have about this town? It's the exact feeling that I had when the Harpies song captured me. There's nothing healthy about it. There's nothing good about it. It seems to feel good, but there's an undertone of disquiet.
All right, let's go. Let's
Come
go.
on.
Let's go.
Let's get the squeamish one out of here. Let's go.
Yeah, I will just be next to Tucker and just help him try and get us as much blood as he can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Missel's gonna
get it
walk
off me.
with Devon. Just kind of keep a hand on his shoulder as they're walking.
Okay. 1 second. I need you all to make me just general either dexterity or charisma checks, whichever is your best.
Both of mine are the exact same. Love it.
Can I just have a repeat of what those were, please?
Dexterity or charisma.
Checks,
Cool.
not saving throws.
Yeah, just a check. This is your attempt to blend into the crowd as, well, the town guards are looking for a murderer.
Okay.
Charisma is natural 20. Makes
Natural
it
20.
24.
Dirty
Nice.
20.
I rolled
19.
Fuck.
Oh no,
Holy shit!
jailbreak.
That was a natural 20, but minus 1 for either of them.
Okay. So you guys quickly head out, and Cray is just like standing upright, like obvious as anything, just like kind of wandering around, and Oscar and Tuck almost simultaneously just like grab him and just like put him into the crowd between them, and you guys just blend into the masses perfectly as everyone is kind of screaming and running and heading away from this area. And it is causing pretty mass panic as this place isn't known about. So all the general populace sees is dozens of people running and screaming just out of an alleyway that they didn't even think about. So there is quite a lot of disquiet going on. And did you guys want to head towards the docks or into the Northerner or further into town?
We're heading to the ship.
Northerner.
Oh, Northern. Okay.
Did I say Northerner? No, docks.
Yeah,
Docks.
okay,
Wow.
I
I was trying to say away from the Northerner.
As we are running, and just to confuse more people, I, as part of my natural 20 charisma, I will keep telling people that they are coming. It's from that alley over there, but slightly. But every time I say I say it, it's like coming from a different alley, so more people run from that area. I'm just trying to cause a ruckus, as much of a ruckus as possible.
Yeah,
So the
so I'll-
guards also don't find it as soon as possible.
Yeah, so I'll say the guards come running up to you, and
Yeah.
you're like, you're screaming over there, over there, over there, and they're kind of like wide-eyed, like this is a soldier town. Shit doesn't happen inside the town very often.
Yeah.
And they're just literally like, okay, and they just like sprinting towards whichever direction you point in without even
Yeah.
thinking.
Every single lot I see in front of me coming towards me, I point them in a different direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you would all each see the harpies are like kind of flying above the city, quite disoriented. You know, they've been underground for quite a while, getting used to the sun. And guards are like on their knees,
it's
like
nighttime, isn't
shooting
it?
arrows up at them. You're
It's
right. It was
sundown,
like
right?
the sun was
Sundown?
kind of setting. Yeah, so they would
Yeah.
they would enjoy that, but they're still getting their bearings and stuff. Flying above the rooftops, they're pretty hard to hit. So they're getting arrows fired at them, but nothing's really connecting. They're just kind of clattering around, and it's causing even more chaos because as they're missing, the arrows are coming down and they're landing somewhere else, in the middle of crowds and stuff.
Oh my god.
I imagine the harpies would have like a new burst of energy after having a fresh meal.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they're like kind of flying together, like weaving in and out, like really dodging, really agile. Like they move like a fucking hummingbird, you know, like they
Hell
can
yeah.
do turns like crazy. And kind of as you guys, I assume you're just like you're fast walking, like
Yeah, we're
wanting
fast,
to run.
Oh, yeah.
fast walking to the ship, and we're going to tell Cloud it's time to go.
Time to go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
So
Let's-
like as you
let's go.
get onto the ship, you will see that they immediately just begin flying out into the ocean, like as fast as they can, just a beeline to the horizon. Just
Bye, Amnos.
and you get on the ship, and Cloud's in her office. And how are you guys? How are you bursting into her office? How are you doing?
Oscar's going to calmly like walk through the door and be like, Captain Cloud, it is time to go now. We are leaving immediately. Now, please.
She
Now.
kind of sits there with like her mouth slightly open as she takes in what you said, but
Miss will
she's
run
familiar
past.
she's familiar with these parts of life, and she just says, "Understood," and stands up and brushes herself off and tidies it up and goes out and just starts ringing the bell as fast as she can.
Yep.
And yep, just
Missile
and
just
all-
screams
all
out, "It's
go.
not our fault!" As she heads to the fucking bar.
Sorry, DM. I just rolled 7 on Constitution saving throw. I will vomit on the ship, please. Yes, please.
over the
I
side.
love it.
Correct.
Did we get the barrel? We put them on the ship, right?
No.
No.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Someone's gonna have to go fetch them.
We also have a debt to pay to pick.
We'll sort it.
We'll come back. It's fine.
We'll be back.
And so the crew, a lot of them are new faces, Theros natives that Cloud has hired on to replenish the crew. And they're like, you know, they know this isn't just a merchant ship. They like, they've heard from the remaining crew that Cloud isn't exactly a lawful captain, so they might be involved in some dirty deeds done for cheap. So they're immediately unmooring, drawing the gangplanks in, bringing it in, loading the sails. You can see at the top, Lawrence has actually joined in, and he's kind of leaning against the anchor pulley and just kind of hopping and like pushing his weight and then hopping forward and pushing his weight. And it is all go here. There's just like chaos all around you. Taka's
Good man.
vomiting over the edge, and a familiar face actually comes up and pats you on the back, the big dragonborn, and he's like,
Yeah!
"I have been there before, my friend."
Kai.
Yeah, as Kai is there again, and after not a few minutes, you guys are kind of just drifting slowly out of port.
Oh my god.
Having a weird day. Oscar is going to go to bed and pray, and just like
Okay.
pray over his shield and go, what the fuck?
We didn't pay that guy back for his horses or his cart either.
Oh.
We didn't need to pay him back. It was for the favor for those carts and the dick hay. Mrs. going to the bar.
I'm going to bed.
Decent drink needed.
Familiar face, and he'll welcome you back and ask you stories
Hi, honey.
about what you've been up to, and say sorry that there isn't any live music or anything, and just his general bullshit small talk for as long as you will listen. You know the drill.
Yeah, that'll be all night. As long as there's wine, she's fine.
Yep. Okay. Oscar's sleeping. Devon's sleeping.
Yep, Previn's sleeping. Yep.
Okay. Cray, Tucker, and Argos.
Yeah, rough night, but I will also sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a few minutes just quietly meditating with my cat in the lap, and I will be smiling to myself as I do that, and then I'm going to lie down and I'm going to have the best night's sleep I've had since we departed on the journey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Argos?
after practicing throwing my spear and drawing it back with weapon bond for maybe half an hour, he's gonna head to bed as well.
Okay. Perfect. Tucker, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh my favorite.
Oh no.
And that is a solid 6.
6. The situation of what is being presented before you is quite overwhelming. You've never kind of seen that kind of gore before, and the fact, and it kind of just dawns on you like, okay, I was at home and now I'm here, and my brother is like being held hostage by a titan, and it's up to me to save him, and everybody's dying and things are trying to kill me, and everything's on my shoulders, and it is not a comfortable sleep for you this night. And you can even feel Lutheria is herself trying to pull you back into Nyx, and you're constantly waking up just before the brink of when she is dragging you there. And you know that she is, it is reinforced that she is always there, always watching, always present, even when you think she isn't. And we all wake up in the morning.
Do I get exhaustion?
No, you'd be okay. It's still a comfortable area, and you probably, it's one of those sleeps where you would see every hour, and you would feel really tired in the morning, but it's not like you didn't sleep at all.
Alright, okay.
Yeah. And Missile, depending on how much she drank, might be feeling a bit dusty, but the rest of you are probably feeling great.
Oh, does that wipe her exhaustion?
It does. You are clear.
Yay!
Nice. And we can now begin our journey to Melitus.
Yeah.
Library.
So,
Good morning, Riox. Oscar's gonna he's gonna actually spend most of the day sort of in prayer and sort of just like meditating and over his shield, and then sort of just like take occasional walks of the deck and whatnot.
Okay.
Probably is gonna spend most of his day.
Cloud would like to have a meeting with you all at some point as well.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What would the rest of you like to do with the day other than the meeting?
This was gonna spend her day trying to write a tale to describe whatever bullshit just transpired.
Okay.
2 seconds.
But the rest of you, it's okay if you just say they hang out and talk to people and do nothing. That is perfectly okay.
I'm gonna
writing in
spend
my
the
journal.
morning practicing various monk katas. So going through the I don't want to say going through the motions, because that's like just getting it over and done with, but actually really focusing and like redoubling my efforts to try and find the source of ki that I trained for years and was always thwarted. Because I'm now starting to become comfortable with the sorcerer's power, that I can kind of start to call it, and I can feel as though I can shape it, and as I'm gaining that sort of control, I'm kind of getting the sense that if I can control that now, it's not taking over me, maybe I can start to find a way to access ki.
Okay. And where does he do this practice?
On the deck, like what is it? The main deck at the back, at the top. So like behind where the wheel would be. I guess. So if there's an open space there, just so that I'm out of the way of everybody else.
Sure. Go ahead and make a wisdom check there for me.
A wisdom check.
Yeah.
16.
16? Yeah, you really kind of get the hang of it there. You can feel like the push and the pull, and it kind of dawns on you. You've been searching for ki. You've been expecting a solid feeling. Like you can feel your magic within you, your fire and your scales. It is all tangible to you. But as the sun is beating down on your skin, and the wind is flowing past and kind of taking bits of sweat and cooling you down, and you can just kind of feel the push and pull of kind of the life force of the world, and you slowly kind of begin to understand and unlock the ki within you. And it's kind of a eureka moment as you're just like, okay, and like each breath feels different. Like each breath you can feel like each particle is a part of the stars and some godly or scientific plan. You don't know where that's been. You can feel, you don't know who's breathed this before. You don't know which ancestors have breathed this before. You don't know who's swum in this water. You hear people talking, and it's just all that kind of, the ki mentality just flows through you, and you feel like you're on the right path.
Nice.
Damn. I think Argos is going to hover around the deck as well, and then continue practicing with the spear, continually throwing it, and then every time a bird travels past, he's going to try and hit it. Summon the weapon back.
Nice.
He's not used to spears. He's used swords his entire life.
Yeah.
But he's slowly getting the hang of throwing the spear.
Okay. Go ahead and make 3 attack rolls for me.
3 attack rolls. That's +8 to hit.
Jeez.
9 + 8. What's that? 17.
1.
12 + 8. 20. 4 + 8. 12.
Okay. So you just make your way through, and you're just kind of looking past everyone. It seems like everyone else knows what they're doing, and you could help, but you've been there, done that. You cannot be fucked being a ship hand anymore. So you just kind of get the spear, and it's just like incredible patience. Like there isn't too many birds around here, but they tend to follow the ships, and you might even be waiting 15 or 20 minutes just with the spear ready. But as soon as one flies overhead, you just throw it. And the first one just straight away goes through it, and just like feathers and stuff everywhere, and you're like, "Bah!" It just kind of disintegrates, and the spear kind of into the water, and then it just kind of appears into your hand again, and you repeat the process. And by the time you've hit 2 of them, you kind of gather a bit of a crowd, and everyone's watching you, and the kind of, you know, like the Wii Sports when you're about to bowl a strike and the crowd goes, oh, as like the bird flies overhead. But it like puts you off a bit, and you whiff the last one, and they're like, oh. And they go back to work.
Wow.
I could just see their faces as the wee the bald guy with the beard.
Yeah, what was his name?
He was so hard to
Oh
beat.
yeah.
I forgot his name.
Anyway, sorry. Oh my god, that's awesome.
And Devin?
Just what I'm doing for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I am journaling and reading my books and contemplating on life choices.
Yeah. It's probably at this
Fair
point,
enough.
probably Oscar and Devin are probably in the same room for most of the day, but not necessarily talking to each other, just doing their own stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's like you still feel like you're like getting
Yeah.
friendship points. Like
Yeah.
it's doing things separately, but in the same room.
Yep.
Yes.
It is the introvert's dream. That is how you make friends.
Yes,
Yes. Exactly. Existing in the same room silently.
Yeah.
that is my life.
You just hear a lot of muttering from Oscar as he's just praying and meditating for like
Yeah.
3 hours at a time.
And later in the afternoon, Cloud will be kind of going around and rounding you all up. Like, if you're kind of out in the open, just like a gentle hand on the shoulder and just, may I have a word in my office? Just when it suits you. And just a knock on your door and like a, hello, am I intruding? Just a word in my office would be most appreciated. Thank you. And
Yes,
so on,
of course.
so on, so forth. And
Of course. Oscar will go and wait for everyone else to get in.
yep. And
I stopped by at the kitchen and grabbed some food on the way in because I vomited all of my food. I'm hungry.
Just a
Okay.
snack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a snack.
Oh,
Are
you
you
know,
after
like,
like a-
3 pigs with
Ridiculous.
bacon.
like a nice steak or like a chicken leg or just like
No, just
piece
a
of
chicken
bread
leg
or-
and some bread would be perfect.
Alright.
You know, like I said, it's just a light snack.
That's an hors d'oeuvre for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's like chewing. It's like eating 3 grapes. It's a quick snack.
Yeah, just like when you're like the kind of when you're not actually hungry, you're just bored and you just open the
Yeah.
fridge. And you're just like, okay,
That's
a
yes.
tomato? Yeah, fuck off. Tomato.
You feel attacked. Bored eating.
But yeah,
this.
depending on who was where, Cray was probably in there first, and Lawrence would already be in there, so Cray would probably have to make awkward small talk with him. He's not exactly a chatty fella, but he is sitting in Cloud's seat, and she rounds you all up, and then she is in there last, and she just gently closes the door and says, "Well, we are on the way. It'll be about a 2-week journey. Is there any more updates of what happened there? I don't need to know the details of our hurried departure, but more information about what you found out, the better."
Let's leave it at some shady business that was being poorly managed.
Yeah.
Understood.
Some creatures being
Just-
tortured. Let's say.
Exactly.
We'll leave it there.
Captain, what do you think of this situation that we find ourselves in here in Theros?
Well, to be completely honest with you, it's not too much different to what I was. I had no attachment to anyone back home, I guess you could call it. So I will continue my role as merchant and impromptu pirate if need be.
So you've got no burning desire to return?
Not at all, to be frank with you.
Wow.
It's a new adventure.
It's fair.
I have my ship, I have Lawrence, I have my crew. What else could I need?
Exactly.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
You have the important things. Time to find a new chapter in your life.
Yes.
Right?
And well, we do have quite a The treasury is stocked for now, to put it bluntly, but it will run out eventually.
Oh,
And
yes.
I am more than welcome to have you all as a part of my crew, but as is the way of the sea, if the crew sees you around, doing nothing, they will get jealous, and maintaining good relations with the crew is the secret to a good ship. So I would like to offer you all training in a role amongst the ship.
Gladly.
What did you have in mind, and what was available?
Well, there are several roles. You can either train as a captain, which would be undertaken with me. You can train as a quartermaster with Lawrence here, and he's just sitting there like on her chair, like arms crossed the entire time, just his eyes just like switching to whoever's talking, just like staring at them, and he just nods. I hired a few hands in Hemnos. We've hired a new engineer and carpenter. You can work under him. We hired a new navigator. You could work under him. If you wished to train in the culinary arts, I'm sure Simon could help you with that. Otherwise, Kay has shown some prowess with the medicinal surgical arts. You're all welcome to train in the same thing or separate things, but that would be of much help. And if you all pull your weight upon the ship, you are welcome to a share in the profits of all Cloudpiercer merchant runs.
That sounds very generous, thank you. I will work with Lawrence in the quartermaster role.
Okay.
Captain, I have a question.
Of course.
So if I were to be helping out in the kitchen, may I taste some of the dishes that we make?
Well,
For quality control, of course.
it would be quite irresponsible for the chef to not taste his cooking.
Of course, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And because of that, I will be training in the culinary arts.
Of course. I will let Simon know.
I'm gonna get so fat. I mean, I'm more than welcome. I'm more than open to performing in the bar every evening. It's what I'm trained for. But I'm quite curious in the ways of being a navigator. Actually,
Yes, I think you would quite like the man we hired for that job. He's unconventional at best, but that seems to be a theme with you all. So I will get that organized.
lovely. Thank you, darling.
Captain Cloud, is there a role that you could see me filling? Or shall I? Shall I be...
Maybe not navigator.
Yeah.
Maybe not lookout, but do you have any medicinal prowess?
I mean, I was thinking about what that piqued my interest, but I'm not sure if I should be let near somebody for surgical procedures.
If you want, Cray, we can swap. You
No.
probably have a better taste
No.
buds.
You are very
Nope.
welcome to double up, but otherwise I am happy to take you under my wing and teach you the intricacies of steering and running a ship.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep, you are our leader after all, Craig.
I cast thaumaturgy and have my hair like wave out as if there's an invisible wind.
Okay.
I will train in engineering,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yes. Please do not mistake brashness for aggression with Roderick. He is an interesting fella, but he knows his way around a hammer. And Argos, where would you like to be? I had you pinned as a quartermaster myself, but you're welcome to any role.
You know what? If you think I should be a quartermaster, then I'll take it.
The more the merrier. I think you, Oscar, and Lawrence would make a great team.
Yes, I think we would.
That does mean if any of you get hurt, your lives are in the hands of Kay. Take that as you will.
Yes, because it's not like we have a cleric who knows how to heal.
Shade.
I'm good with bandages.
So please just make yourself at home, and I'm interested in finding out everything, all the information that you found out in Hymnos that may assist us.
Will do.
You know what? Cloud, I'll also jump on side with Kai about learning to heal, taking care of people.
Okay.
Do that at the same time? You said I could
The
bulk
same
up,
time?
right?
Yeah, if you would like to do that. You'll be very busy, but I'm sure you can manage.
I'm a busy lady, I'm used to it.
And I'm already an expert healer.
I should hope so.
And so do we, she kind of gets a bit serious now. I sent you out with the purpose of gathering information. Do we have any leads or tracks to follow, or?
Yeah.
The biggest thing they've told us...
Go ahead, Miss.
Thank you. The biggest thing we've found out, besides the library over in Melitus, is there is a labyrinth located near the entrance of... I want to call it the Land of the Gods. I'm not 100% sure of the name. I don't know if I remember quite correctly. But that's something to explore a bit later on. That's the... I don't know how far it is. We don't have any idea where it is. But that's possibly the biggest piece of information we know about.
And this information is reliable? Not just from some soothsayer?
No, it came from Goddess Lutheria herself.
The
Forgive me
Titan,
if...
Lutheria.
Sorry, my apologies.
She's no god.
Spare the anger right now. We're giving off information, we're not giving off opinions.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Oh my god, she's your
Thank
grandmother.
you.
Maybe.
It is all very confusing. I don't get half of it.
We
I'm
learned a
sorry,
lot.
can we take a step back? The grandson of a Titan and face-to-face conversations with one of these beings? Is that what you were telling me?
Yes.
Not so much face to face.
Yeah, face to face.
Oh, I mean, we weren't physically there. I believe it was a dream.
We absolutely were there, and I just reach into my pack and I pull out the bag of stones, and I say we were taken to a realm that was not the material realm, and I gathered these from that realm and brought them back with me.
Well, that's
Kind of
the
takes
thing.
a small step forward and she's like, may I?
By all means.
While they're doing that, Mistle's going to pull out the book
Mm-hmm.
and say, if we were pulled into this fancy realm, I have the book, but why does it not have the contents? Why is it blank?
Pulls
Maybe
one of the
you could
stones
only-
out and feels it and
you could
hands
only
over
read
to
it of
Lawrence. I can't say it's the strangest thing I've heard, but it does tie you all into many things, to say the very least. I assume you will be following these leads within Melitus?
Of what we can, yes. Of what we can.
Yes, it has a large library that I am, for one, going to spend several days at. Um, but it is also like the central hub, and we can find out more about the war as well.
Yes, if we
Yes,
leave this one in the library, we'll learn a lot.
There we go.
What else do you know about the war? I was only told that these waters may be dangerous, so I spent the extra coin and hired soldiers that knew what they were doing and knew these waters.
That is fair.
Yes.
So
We encountered some strange people. We
Bandits.
went, yeah, the bandits or enemy people trying to sneak into Hemnos. They were quickly vanquished by a large creature, but there's a lot of people trying to get around and sneak and stuff. So just watch your back.
And Lawrence pipes up for the first time and he's like, "Yeah, the priests were talking about that a little bit. I overheard a few conversations.
The Forest Guardian.
No, the
Oh yeah.
the priests up at the temple.
No, I mean, were they
What-
talking about the Forest Guardian?
No, the war, the rebellion.
Oh, my apologies.
Yes, it is a war between people like us who are trying to take over Theros, versus the people who just originally live here, and they're trying to make everything like their home worlds instead of adapting to this one or just finding their own way home. It's a large mess.
The old versus the new.
one thing
People
that
listen.
that I do need to, well, that I'm uncertain about is, we were told that the political landscape of this realm is essentially a series of city-states. But then we were also told that there's these two factions, the rebellion versus the native Theros people. And I couldn't get a sense of whether the native Theros people are united in their opposition to whatever the rebellion is trying to achieve. And in fact, I couldn't get a sense of what the rebellion is trying to achieve. Anyway, so I think there are a lot of questions about what is going on in this realm in terms of. I mean, I'm just struggling to think, just out of character, like whether Cray would be able to articulate these kinds of like macro political concepts.
Yeah.
It's just uncertain. Like we were told we need to take a side in Hemnos. We were told that we actually had to become a citizen. Because if we didn't become a citizen of a city, we'd be treated as second-class citizens. But there's no indication of whether the rebellion is qualifies as a city-state. There's just lots of questions.
I see. Well, in turmoil, we can always turn a profit. I'm not sure if you all have picked a side yet, but war is profitable.
The war is deadly. People, and innocent people get hurt.
Yeah.
And people don't return. In the end, everyone loses. I've seen it all before.
I can't speak for everybody here, but I don't feel comfortable choosing a side or becoming a citizen of anything. I personally feel as though I'm on a path that may be hindered by submitting to powers, material powers.
Well,
I suppose
you might be
there's not
right
much-
there, actually.
There's not much we can do with the information we have.
Not until we know more.
Well, I don't.
Both sides.
I think that it's worth seeking some answers to some of the questions.
I agree.
I think that we need to seek to parley with rebellion representatives. And I also think that it's... I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, Captain Cloud, because I'm not sure whether this is something you'd be interested in. But personally, if we six are going to go to different city-states, I think it's worth our while investigating what these city-states are about. And whether, you know, where they sit in this world in comparison to the rebellion.
Well, if that opportunity presents itself at sea, I'm sure we could take advantage of that as well. Otherwise, would you like to remain with the Cloud Piercer? It sounds like you are quite keen on exploring the various facets of this place. Or would you like to make your own way? We can assist with the funding, and we can group up at certain points, or we can all go together, but you will have to adhere by my money-making lanes rather than your free will adventure if you wish to remain under the service of our ship.
Well, may I present some sort of idea, I guess? What about when we're with you, we work for the ship, but when we're, trying to figure something out, we can be your scouts. We can find out the lay of the land, explore what's going on, give you information that could possibly be helpful for business and trade routes, and which cities are the best at what, and their special the items or services that's most sought after in different areas. We could make maps for you.
You're gonna have a navigator.
That does sound good. That could be a beneficial relationship for the both of us.
And whenever we need rides to a different port, then we can probably just, figure something out.
Always
I'll
happy
let
to
you
help.
know.
And this is throwing it out there, but we may be able to acquire another ship on our travel there, if you know what I'm saying. Which, if you get your own crew, and with your training, you should be able to run that yourselves. We can form a sort of merchant alliance, if you will.
Profitable.
I like the sound of that.
Is Oscar?
Alright.
What's Oscar's face looking like at the sound of that?
Is this going to go along with the party at this point?
Okay. What's Argos's face looking at the sound of that?
Argos is completely nonchalant.
Dollar signs in his eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. It has been good, and feel free to talk to any of the people that will be training you.
Sorry, what was the name of the navigator that I'll be training with?
His name is Doug Thorm of Clan Elmray, but he tends to go by Starseer.
Starseer.
You cannot miss him.
Oh dear God. I'm gonna need you
Oscar-
to write down that name.
Sure. Oscar and Argos, you will be under the watch of Lawrence.
Cool.
And he, with his arms crossed, nods at you both. Tucker, you will be under the watch of Simon Snotley. I'm sure you've met him before.
Simon
Lovely.
Snotley.
Precisely.
You be nice to him.
Boss.
I hope he's nice to me. I'm nice to everybody.
Devon, you will be under the watch of Roderick Ironson. Just follow the yells. And Missile, you can of course see Kay when you need, but medical assistance isn't in high demand at the moment. But
It's always handy.
yes, it's good to know before it's needed.
It is indeed.
Yes. Well, enjoy your stay. We have another 2 weeks or so to go. I'm glad to have you all on board.
Thank you,
for
Captain Cloud.
taking us. Thank you.
Sorry, just for my notes, Devon, what are you going to be trained as?
An engineer under Wadrick.
Engineering. Thank you.
Sorry,
Engineer slash carpenter.
I'll be doing Simon Snotley.
Simon Notley.
Okay, gotcha. Simon Notley. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, okay.
It's like a Harry Potter name, bro.
Oh, I love that.
Notley. Mr. Potter.
Love him.
If we had any last questions for
No.
Cloud or anything? Okay. We can take our halftime break then
Sweet.
and come back and do some training montages, I suppose. We do not have to do them all at once because I think going one by one would be a bit tedious, but we can do a couple today if you want. And
Sounds good.
Yeah. There we go.
Amazing.
Cool.
so I'll be back at like between 9:40 and 9:45.
Yep.
Sounds
Okie
good.
dokie.